New this morning, we're working to learn more about a couple of late-night incidents. Let's start in Brooklyn Park.
Yeah, here's the scene from last night. This is over at the AutoZone parking lot on Brooklyn Boulevard. This happened around 9 last night. As you can see, police were on the scene with canines investigating. We've reached out to Brooklyn Park Police and we'll update you as soon as we learn more. We're also working to learn more about this police presence in North Loop. The Minneapolis Police Dashboard lists a call around 1:30 this morning for a possible stabbing. This is on 6th Avenue in Minneapolis. We're working to confirm what happened and have reached out to police. We'll update you as soon as we learn more.
Also new this morning, Minnesota and federal authorities are investigating the alleged beating of a Mexican citizen by immigration officers. We first told you about this case back in January, where this man, Alberto Castaneda Mondragon, suffered 8 skull fractures, and now investigators are working to learn how that happened. St. Paul police and FBI investigators canvassed the shopping center parking lot where Castaneda Mondragon says ICE agents repeatedly hit him in the head with a steel baton. ICE, meanwhile, blames the man for his injuries, saying he attempted to flee while handcuffed and hit his head against a concrete wall. But hospital staff who cared for Castaneda Mondragon told the Associated Press a fall like that could not account for the injuries that he has.
The Minneapolis City Council is weighing their options on if they should renew liquor licenses for 2 hotels allegedly housing federal agents during Operation Metro Surge. The 2 hotels were both subject to protests in January. Those protesters believed ICE agents were staying inside. Some council members say the delay in renewal is about investigating safety concerns, while others are concerned it could open the city to legal risk, hurting businesses already struggling.
Do we want to take a moment to do due process and investigate the situation that our constituents throughout the city have raised up as a grave concern or not?
As we've advised previously, there needs to be a connection between the licensed activity and the identified concerns. And so who stays at the hotel is not, there's no nexus between the liquor, the licensed activity, which is the serving of alcohol, and the activity that which we're concerned.
Ultimately, the council voted in favor of a day-long investigation, with city staff returning findings on Thursday. Both hotels have active liquor licenses right now and are able to serve alcohol as the council debates the renewal.
6:04 is the time. Let's check in at the live desk. Maria Lissignoli joining us because you're following this new housing stability plan.
Right. State DFL housing leaders will release that plan today, nearly 2 months into Operation Metro Surge. At the federal level, they're asking for President Trump to end the ICE surge, even as federal leaders have already announced its ending. At the state and local levels, there's much more they want done. For the state, they want $50 million in rental assistance. They want to give residents and tenants additional time to seek assistance and to provide flexibility for tenants to avoid eviction by accessing community rental assistance. They're also asking to temporarily transition eviction court proceedings to virtual. They're also supporting local-driven solutions to keep Minnesotans safe and stable, and encouraging Minnesotans and businesses to continue to support their neighbors. The House Housing and Financial Committee is meeting today to go over this plan, and that's at 3 p.m.
Okay, we'll keep tabs on it. Maria Lissignoli with that update from the live desk. Maria, thank you. And happening today, Minnesotans will hold a Capitol rally, march, and legislative visits for accountability and economic recovery in the wake of the ICE surge. People will be calling on state leadership to account for what they are calling inaction during the ICE surge from the Trump administration. They'll issue demands to help the state, communities, and businesses recover. That rally is happening this afternoon from 1:10 to 1:45 at the Capitol Rotunda, and then the march is planned for outside the Capitol complex right after.
The Minnesota legislative session began yesterday, but this year the first day had a different tone and different priorities. It was the first session back since the deadly lawmaker attacks over the summer, which killed former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark. Lawmakers put official business to the side and spent the day paying tribute. They shared reflections about their lives and legacies while making appeals to bridge partisan divides.
The way you honor Melissa and Mark is how we conduct ourselves afterwards. It's one thing to be reflective to the past and to tell stories of the past. It's another to what did we learn from that.
Every detail was carefully picked out to commemorate Melissa Hortman, like the therapy dogs at the Capitol. The Hortmans trained service dogs. There were also seed packets for lawmakers and guests to plant flowers, since Hortman loved to garden. and a reception with cake and bread, which was the couple's favorite treats to bake. Even the opening prayer was selected for a reason. It was from St. Francis of Assisi, who Hortman kept on a card in her wallet. As for the Senate's first day back, there was a warm welcome for another victim of those lawmaker attacks as well. State Senator John Hoffman was met with roaring applause upon his return. He and his wife Yvette were also attacked in their home the same night as the Hortmans. A powerful moment as Hoffman walked up the steps and through the doors, a goal he had set for himself while recovering in the ICU.
I return changed, Mr. President, but not deterred. More convinced than ever that the leadership is measured not by how we respond when everything is going right, but how we respond in our hardest hours. Members, let's rise above the noise and let us govern with humility.
As for day 2, it's back to work with a full agenda for lawmakers. The focus for today is expected to be largely centered around the impact of ICE surge in Minnesota. Democrats are planning to introduce a number of bills to address concerns related to the federal immigration operation. These will cover hot-button issues like ICE agents' access to schools and rental assistance for those impacted by ICE operations. Republicans are also introducing bills to protect public safety officers' personal information and to stop protests outside of someone's home. We'll continue to bring you the latest right here on WCCO.